Hello and welcome to another edition of the Florida Writer Podcast, a discussion about writing and other things. Recorded live at the 18th Annual Florida Writers Conference. I am your host, Allison Nissen. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Florida Writer Podcast. Today, I am lucky enough to have with me Racquel Henry. Racquel, why don't you give me a 60-second elevator pitch about who you are and what you write?
Hi, Allison. Thanks for having me on. So I'm a writer primarily, and I'm also a freelance editor. I own the writing studio, Writer's Atelier in Winter Park, Florida. I've also been operating a literary magazine called Black Box Literary Magazine for about 8 years, and I teach part-time at Seminole State College.
You're a very busy woman.
Yes, I am.
How do you divide up your time?
It is very hard. And I'm slightly ashamed to admit that I only sleep about 4 hours a night. But I'm always going, basically.
I just read a study where there's like 3% of the population that don't need the required 8 hours of sleep. So maybe you're one of them.
Me.
But you look wide awake.
Don't tell my mother. She's like, you need sleep.
You need sleep. Tell me what you do at the writing studio.
So the studio actually started primarily as an editorial company, and we started probably about 8 years ago. I was freelance editing, and then I always had this dream and this vision of creating a space for writers, a safe space where writers can come and learn about the craft of writing and even network together and not feel like anybody was judging them. And so I was able to launch a physical structure 3 years after being in official business. I've really been a freelance editor since I was 17. I used to edit college papers in my dorm room, and I realized I really liked doing that very early on. But anyhow, the physical structure of the studio is about 5 years old, and we do writing workshops there. We still do editing for writers and coaching. And then recently we launched a publishing arm of the studio where we only publish craft books, writing related books. And we just launched our first workbook this year, and we have a few more in the works. So we're super excited about that.
That is great. And so you offer editing. Mm-hmm. So is it for members only? How do people get in touch with that?
No, I have clients across the world.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
And then repeat clients that come back. And we work with all kinds of authors. So authors who want to publish traditionally, and we also work with authors who want to self-publish. We tend to work a lot more with the self-published authors just because they are the ones that, they really need the editorial guidance. But for an author that wants to traditionally publish, we'll work on like a query letter, synopsis, and occasionally we will read manuscripts from authors like that if they feel like they need it. So it's not only open to membership, though we do have one.
Okay, you do have a membership.
We do have a membership.
What does membership offer?
So membership is actually through Patreon. And it is tiered.
I don't know what Patreon is.
Oh, Patreon. So, do you remember the days of, like Da Vinci, the artists?
Yes.
They would have patrons who supported their work.
Yes.
And so that's the concept of Patreon. It launched as a way for creators to get onto a platform and have people who are their fans support them through their journey. And they offer different things. It depends on the kind of creator you are. Some people offer behind the scenes clips of their writing, maybe deleted scenes, things like that. We decided to use it as the platform for our membership because it's the platform is built out. So writers can go onto the website and interact with each other, interact with us, and everything is kind of already there. We didn't have to do any website framework for it. So that's why we use it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool. And anyone can start one. Yeah, we just decided let's use it for our membership program. So
I am super impressed. More than super impressed. But you guys also have workshops.
Yes.
And are these in-person workshops, online?
Both.
They're both.
Yeah.
You really do only sleep like 4 hours a day.
I will say this. I am very lucky to have a team of folks who help us at the studio. We have instructors who help. We have a core team of instructors who help us. And if you go to our website on the team page, you'll see everybody who's there. We also work with guest instructors. But yes, it's in person and online. Right now we're doing mostly in person because we have the physical space. Online, we're now trying to build that out. We recently released an email marketing class. That was our first official on-demand class. Over the last couple years, we tested a few, the types of classes where you show up each week and the author will give feedback. The instructor will give feedback on the work. We tested a few of those and they did okay, but we're finding that a lot of writers don't have time and they want to do it on their own schedule. So the on-demand classes are what they're asking for. And that's what we're trying to deliver.
And on-demand, they just purchase an hour of program, so to speak, and then
they watch it on their own time.
They watch it on their own
time. Yeah. Those are pretty good because you have lifetime access to it. You can always go back and rewatch things again and as many times as you want. So,
and are you able to squeeze in your own writing while you're doing all this other stuff?
Yes. And here's how I did it. At first, I wasn't writing. When I first launched the business, I wasn't writing very much. And I felt a lot of imposter syndrome. I felt like a fraud because here I was telling writers to write and I wasn't writing. So a good friend of mine, you might know her, she's here at the Florida Writers Conference this year, Amy Christine Parker. She created sort of an apprenticeship for her own personal use. And she said, if anybody wants to do it with me, you can. And what it was she designed a self-directed study for herself. So she would read 4 books a month. One had to be a craft book. She wrote 1,000 words a day. She brainstormed ideas on certain days in each month. But she said, not everybody can keep up with that schedule because she's a full-time writer. And I said, okay, how can I change this to fit what I need? Because I do a lot. And I decided, 400 words feels manageable to me. I'm just going to set that as my apprenticeship. I'm going to do 400 words a day no matter what. And I wrote 400 words or more every day of 2018. And that made me fall back in love with writing and realize that I can fit it in if I make the commitment and I have the discipline. I had to have a lot of discipline for that. But now that I've done that, my writing time is non-negotiable. I have to write for 20 to 30 minutes a day, period. So if I'm bogged down with work for the studio or anything else, an alarm goes off on my phone at 11:30 p.m. at night. Did you write yet? And if I didn't write, then I have to close whatever it is, because whatever it is can wait 20 to 30 minutes, and I have to sit down at my computer and write. And that's how I've been doing it. So 20 to 30 minutes a day.
That is a great pro tip.
Yeah.
I also know that you guys have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, we do.
And what do you do on your YouTube channel? What do you put out there?
So it's called Writers Atelier TV. And we actually, right now, it initially started as we were just going to do these literally 1-minute videos called Motivational Minute. And it comes out every Monday. And one of our team members, Paige Lavoie, is the host of it. She gets on and she motivates writers for the week. And we were realizing it's a good thing. It's just that we want to grow the channel a little bit more. So right now we're trying to incorporate some more of our team members on there, and they are giving more writer advice on the channel. So, but the thing we're known for right now is our motivational minutes with Paige Lavoie, and those are my favorites because that's kind of one of the things we pride ourselves on at the studio. Not only the safe space, but we really want to encourage writers to keep going. We really want to motivate them to not give up on writing and to make it all the way to the finish line. And I think when it's a solitary profession, and when you're doing it alone, it's not as enjoyable. we really try to show writers it's about the community. If you stay connected to the community, find whoever it is you need to find, you'll keep going. Because my writer friends keep me going.
That is very true. I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
What do you think about holiday writing? Holiday books?
Holiday books get me so excited. So I recently started writing my own holiday romances, and they are short. They're going to be short, sort of novella length. They're going to be mini books. If you've ever seen the 4x6 books, they're not very common, but a few people have them out. 4x6 books that are holiday romance themed. And I'm just super excited about it because if you know me at all, you know that I am a Hallmarkie. That's the official term for a Hallmark addict.
How do you find time to watch any Hallmark? That's what I want to know.
Okay, so when I'm doing things like posting events, Hallmark is on.
Okay. I get
so
it.
if I'm doing any kind of mindless task, Hallmark is on in the background. But I am an official Hallmarkie. In fact, I'm going to Christmas Con.
There's a Christmas Con?
There is a Christmas Con. It's the first year that they're doing it. And it's not actually a Hallmark event, but it was 4 friends are doing it. And they are having all the actors from the Hallmark movies. And you can meet them and get a signed picture with them and everything. And Hallmark got wind of it and picked it up. And so now they're an official sponsor of the event. So it's definitely tied to Hallmark now. And I am going. I only get to go for 1 day, but I don't care. I'm going to just geek out.
Is it in Orlando?
Unfortunately not. It's in New Jersey. I think Edison, New Jersey. So it's a little bit of a ways away, but I could not miss it. When I saw them release it, I had to have a ticket. Because can you think of all the inspiration that's going to come out of that? I mean, I'm just excited. I'm going to be there with my notebook.
You need to get one of those. You need to get one of those. What are they called? Those cameras that you can wear.
Yes. Yes.
You know, like a GoPro. You have like a GoPro on, and you can just like
have it clipped
film
on
the whole thing.
Yes, that's a great idea. I am going to be in just fangirl heaven.
Well, then you really need the camera, because otherwise you're gonna be like. Boop, 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 boop.
It's going to be so much fun. And I'm excited because for National Novel Writing Month, I'm planning on writing 5 of them because they're going to be about 10,000 words each. And for National Novel Writing Month, you write 50,000 words. So I'm going to write 5 of them and hopefully release them next year for Christmas in July and then again in the holiday season. So I'll split them up.
I like that idea. You know, I'm a Christmas baby, not quite Christmas Day, but my parents would always have a Christmas half year birthday party for me because they didn't think it was fair that I was born so close to Christmas. So.
Oh, that's so nice because some people just merge it together.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what happens now. But
yeah,
I never let people do that. I would always tell people it's the best. You know, they'd be like, aren't you so excited for Christmas? Like, no, I'm excited for my birthday. So, I never let people forget. You know, my mom taught me that, which is...
That's good.
That if you want people to remember your birthday, you have to tell them. You can't expect them to remember. So you have to tell them. And then I was always remembered. I also got all the Christmas leftovers. So my parents would run out to the store the day after Christmas and buy things on sale.
Oh, wow.
Or if I really wanted something, I'd be like, oh, I really wanted this. And they'd run out and buy it the next day. So, so behind the scenes, Christmas birthday problems.
You still got it, I guess. So that's the important thing.
I did. But, Santa didn't bring it in the beginning. So, But, hey, we are totally getting off track.
I know.
Racquel Henry, this has been absolutely wonderful. I'm so glad you've been able to stop by. How can people get in touch with you?
So you can actually find me. I have a personal account and I have the studio's account. If you want to find the studio, it's writersatelier.com. And that's WRITERSATELIER.com. And you can also go to our Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, and it's just /WritersAtelier or @WritersAtelier. And if you want to get in contact with me directly, I'm at my name, Racquel Henry, that's where you can find me. I'm pretty easy to find.
All right. So Racquel, are you ready to switch gears and move on to our rapid fire questions?
Yeah. Let's go.
Who do you want to be stuck in an elevator with?
Ryan Pavey. No one's going to know who it is unless they watch Hallmark. He's my favorite Hallmark actor.
Plug for Hallmark.
Yep.
If you were locked in the mall overnight, what would you do?
Oh my gosh.
Let's add a level to it. And you could buy anything for free.
Buy anything for free?
Mm-hmm.
Books. Do they have a bookstore in the mall? Because the mall that I love is Altamont Mall, and they have a Barnes & Noble. That's where I'd be.
That's it. That's it, of course. And what was your biggest fashion faux pas to date?
Oh, God, I don't know. I don't know if... Gosh, I can't think of that off the top of my head. Okay. I used to be in a sorority, and we used to do performances of like dances. It was called strolling is the official term for it. And so we had a performance, we were in a competition, and I was on stage and we had to wear baggy pants, and my pants were way too big. Are you feeling where I'm going with this?
I'm feeling where you're going with this.
So it did not fall all the way down, but it definitely gave the audience a show. I'll leave it at that.
And you said it was called strolling?
Strolling, yep.
Strolling.
Which is basically dancing in a line. That's it. Yeah.
But so it wasn't trolling. It was just strolling.
Yeah,
there we
strolling.
Go. All right, once again, Racquel, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having me, Allison. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Great laughs. Great laughs. You've been listening to the Florida Writer Podcast. I'm Allison Nissen, your host. Allison out. Racquel Henry is a Trinidadian writer and editor with an MFA from Fairleigh Dickinson University. She's also the part-time English professor, owns the writing studio Writers Atelier, and is a founding editor at Black Fox Literary Magazine. For more information about the Writers Studio, visit them at Writers Atelier, that's WRITERSATELIER.com. For more information about the Florida Writers Association, visit us on the web at floridawriters.com.